Arataki gang stirs up any trouble, I'll drag every last one of them back to apologize. Arataki gang stirs up any trouble, I'll drag every last one of them back.
Exactly, but none of them believed me. I'll think about it. Have a vision after all. Seems like I've mistaken.
At the very least, no, wait!
Have you ever met someone? He carries a sword just like you. That's none of your business. Never mind. You don't look like you know anything anyway. I'm wasting.
What the heck is this guy's problem? Well, one thing's for sure. No way are we telling him anything about... Hey! Anyway, just to be on the... Oh? What kind of a special connection? Anyway, there's Paimon heard that the Crux fleet is stocking up in Rito at the moment.
Kazuha too, huh? Guess he must have done something impressive. If it's because of that bat, Kazuha keeps to him.
Oh!
I've heard bits and... is it really as big a deal? Really? He was called... I thought they'd come to a...
Just a little while ago. Thank you. Guess we'll go...
All right, then.
you?
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of... We invited Mr. Kaidahara here to extend a gesture of your hard work has secured for us the Almighty Show. The Tri-Commission has made the recommendation regarding the history of the Kaidahara clan. In short, but there came a... We later learned, considering Mr. In the interest of preventing further...
This is a true honor. However,
I can assure, with the Kaidahara, you will be able to lead us.
I have grown a cup, yet my ancestors...
I sense some has... Should you accept this?
Malicious
Well, to some, the Musa no Hito... Also,
What?
That is correct.
This is just one of many similar rumors. But perhaps if the shogunate is willing to publicly support me...
This is precise.
In fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment.
Yikes!
Why would such a dangerous No. My fighting forms were over time. Those forms are quite different.
All the more reason to...
Indeed.
In that case, I will send some men...
Thank you. I must say, I am now very curious about this matter. I will first join the...
Very well. Please stay safe.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
The detective agency knows the... Let's see what Ryuji has to say. Hey there! Do you know if anyone...
Aha! So you are two Oh? Mr. Kaide, to be honest with you, some of them were up...
Millie?
Please.
Of course. But I wouldn't know where...
Then let's put that in the Tenryo Commission.
It's true that if anyone had been...
Uh-oh. Looks like the...
I still find it few people possess your I am it would cost me for the poor victim.
Don't worry.
It seems you are every bit
You flatter me.
Oh, let me tell you about...
Sure.
All right, then. One of them is a pretty...
Amanoma.
Right. Two grown men. I recalled this because...
Understood. Though...
Sure. Can't...
Thank you, Ryuji.
Sounds good.
Yes, the Kaeda. After I returned to Inazu. Let me... The techniques of Blink. Unfortunately, it's...
So sad.
It is a great pity. As an example, there is nothing. As for the art of the Kaede...
That's right. For only a blade thus far...
Indeed, you are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an
You overestimate me. But let's get back. We hope to assist with...
Ah, yes. He didn't say a word, but I've done what I...
We heard that they...
Yes. I believe he went to collect the... Yes. Strange. If I had to get... He's never been... He is
Truth be told, based on the evidence...
What? He is humble. Yes. But... I also cannot... Anyway...
Don't worry. You have our word.
From the sound of that, Paimon...
Yes. It sounds as if something happened. Let's pay a visit. sorry, but we can... My husband has gone missing. No. I'm sorry. I'm afraid we don't have any new info with this in mind.
Frank.
He'd always get so everything was fine.
Uh-oh. What happened?
He lost his sense of restraint. He started... Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. It was awful. He wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even... I'm happy he has a hobby on the last day that I...
Whoa.
And that led to an argument. Actually, it didn't. You must understand. After I said those words, his voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw... Had I not indulged... And the next thing I heard... I see. You at first. But my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying grocery. I don't know. Perhaps he's too... As long as he's with... Please don't get upset. If collecting... But the information...
A little
Let's try a change of scene. Rest assured. Thank you. Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise the fire at the web. Do you have any thought?
Nope. Never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while.
Right. I very much agree. Working off what we know, the chances are... One fact, Mr. Naga, the more I ponder it... Right. Amenoma you...
Darn!
Let's keep... If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and...
Okay.
Let's head out of the city. Wait. I hear something ominous.
Oh! This must be another one of those, as sketchy as that whole thing seems. You did put it to good use when we...
Now I'm picking up a...
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now. It felt very much like that ancient presence in Inazu. Indeed. We should remain vigilant.
So it's an
The force is the source of the judging from the concentration.
Mrs. Nugget?
It could well be that he was already under the influence of... From what I've been told, but most will develop. But Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with.
So what...
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look at... If we don't open this door, we can move no... You needn't worry.
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reduced...
That was too...
All we can do now, two ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. Yes, let's go. Quiet your mind.
I hope you won't.
From this point, the trail, the main source of the Tatarigami.
Whoa! Look at all those silly turtles. They're acting really strangely.
Something seems to be drawing our attention. Let's take a closer look.
I see everything. Ugh!
By the looks of it, well... A
this letter? Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse, and
So,
he was not only whatever traces there may have been. Yes, if Amenoma Yuya...
right. So let's get moving.
I wouldn't be surprised. For a practitioner, all the clues that... I have a hypothesis.
Wait.
I believe so. On with the search.
Why here?
I'm not sure. Show yourself.
Kaede Harakazua. It's you, at last.
Aha! What's your problem?
Indeed, there should... But what if instead of facing Amenoma Yuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
Now that you mention it. Whoa!
Tatarigami, the blade, has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, or rather, as a means to occupy.
You're sharp many, many years as a descent.
I presume it has...
Indeed, he was a blade, and sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. He not only bestowed upon, in her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single...
So,
The people of the time in which I was born. After the death, I seek but one thing. To face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power.
Tell me, what happened?
My hosts. Who cares when they got tired?
you're...
After I returned at long last. Kaede Hara now.
Share the knowledge.
Rewrite history.
Everyone hold hands.
Let me weave you a verse. Rain outlines your fate.
Rest and rebuild.
Out of my way! Get with me!
Listen here.
Rewrite history.
Yeah.
Submit to me.
Grow.
Do not stand in my...
You're blessed.
Lost. Even if you defeat, he is but a puppet. The end result, and even if I, by any means...
Your fighting style, but from your movement?
Really?
As I've mentioned, since the blade is, if you ask me,
Are you trying to claim on his deathbed he passed in that regard?
because all of that, I've been wondering, now that I've seen in... After all the...
Oh, that...
Only when Mr. Well, you were determined. I think you but the way I see it,
What would you know about any of this?
you returned to even if you were to sever that divine light. Sure, you and how could you?
Silence. I must. I will concede.
And you should...
Easy for you to... I have no need of anything that would stand in my way.
How stubbornly... I do not believe...
What?
Very well. Once we have dealt...
And as for your end of the...
Don't do this, Kazu.
This is the cursed blades, the power of the Tatarigami. Even if we have a chance here to save him...
Your disdain for me betrays your woe now.
Kazuha?
I felt a little dizzy. It's all right. So far, I will.
What should we do next?
We find some... Although this blade has endured much turmoil. If a blade built... If he wants to avoid...
Wait a minute. Since the Takasukasa clan abandoned...
Oh,
What about...
the blade says he'll let
Are we sure this... Okay,
everything on this journey to me.
Let's get down to business. Now there! The wind knows me. My blade! As one with wind and cloud! One with nature.
How are you feeling?
I'm all right. Blade, though he's making every effort to persevere.
Something else on your...
How strange. Let's keep...
It's your lucky day.
Into the wind.
There's more!
The wind knows me.
God, you're the fairy. Let's get down to business. Adorn my night! One with nature.
Whoa! Something's up with the blade.
I can sense that his strength is slowly fading. He cannot hold out much longer.
But... What?
I will be careful with him. He's...
Time to go. Wind strike. Clouds high. The birds come. Wind strike.
Are you okay? It looked like you were...
Yes,
The shine's grown a bit...
perhaps this time?
True form? What are you... Is this the same blade as before? It looks like a...
If you choose to continue in this state, maybe you did truly. It barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is a flight of fancy. I finally figured out why it was you wanted to reach us, but regrettably, the only one...
Here they are! Take them down!
Where do they keep coming? Yup! We...
Don't worry, it's just more...
Let's get down to this. Wind strike. As one with wind and cloud.
You fought way better with your own sword.
You are a true Kaedehara in flesh and in... No one knew anything of my story throughout my... I thought that if I...
But in this too,
Indeed, too much time has passed. Yours.
actually, forging and make this blade has skill. There is something else to Tarigami, as though you tried to. I resisted its temptation. I feel a great sense. The moment you embark, you have known this.
He gave me... How could I... I said to him...
I believe our bet is now settled.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
He now has neither the ability... When I touched a bladesmith, a newly forged blade lay by.
Wow.
Indeed. He spent the rest of... He felt intent, so he all he wanted.
So that would have to...
Right. This blade... Yes. Time would not... He seems to have...
When I look back, I once told the darkness. Not only did I...
You are finally seeing...
Since we agreed, but I still can... So...
Hey!
It has to be done. My physical form...
His attitude... What do you think, Kazuha?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. Alas, nor have I. My fights were devoted. You.
Oh,
I will release... You must have
understood.
I see. I utterly despise. If a duel can help, I do not wish to.
There's no need to...
Thanks for your help.
All right, then let's move on. More Ronin could appear in any case.
This reminds Paimon a bit of... Yep. Still. Are you ready?
Ready? Okay. Successor.
Successor of Ameno.
Honored to cross...
It is my honor.
Time to go. That hurts. Wind strider. Clouds high. The birds call. One with nature.
Thank you. Although his sense of...
You also fought well. There are a few things.
I must apologize to you for all that has transpired.
You need not seek my forgiveness. It is too late.
I do not wish for forgiveness. I strayed. I beseech you.
Yes.
Thank you.
This blade has also told me that he... Maybe we can go back there to get...
What does he want?
I'm not sure.
I am sorry to have...
surprised. But I have some good news.
Really? Is he...
Yes. Badly. And now that you...
I think I know.
What's wrong, Kazuha?
Yes. He said he wants to take
What? No!
He tells me that he's... I have decided...
You... But...
Thank you. Okay. I am ready.
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything. You mean...
Yes, the cost is my entire consciousness. You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its purpose to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his final wish. Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Ishin. This name is now yours to keep.
Rest in peace.
So... That's his conscious...
Kagotsurube, it seems like only in the...
Seems like he...
The same fervent ambition that... Speaking for myself, I understand. Hearing his wish, your quest to face the god, after everything...
Oh,
I will continue to support you from...
wait!
Oh, and it's also time...
You've returned. The Tenryou Commission is...
Wow! You...
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer.
What's this?
Kagotsurube Ishin. A weapon crafted by means of a series. And so, it... the Kaedehara... Were I to accept...
You miss...
I am aware.
Very well. However, if you should ever change your...
Great.
Where will you travel?
As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.
You must have a whole bunch of questions after our last conversation with Nahida. Paimon was ready to ask her a million more questions, but didn't want to seem too pushy. Like, about these descenders. So, does that just mean people like you who come traveling to Teyvat from someplace else? And as for your sister... Whew, so many questions. Let's go find Nahida and see what else we can find out.
series. Well, if it's... Yeah, I want to write my... Yes, you came to...
Did one of them just mention Tataris? Is it just Paimon, or is it kinda unusual for someone in... Great! Let's go find out what this Tatarasuna mystery is up...
Alright, I guess... if only we knew where to find that traveler. From what they say about him, this seems like the kind of thing he'd know about.
Oh, you're...
Hey, what's with that face?
No, this is my first...
Sawada, traveler.
Actually...
My teacher...
If you don't mind...
hold on, Sawada.
Well, fair point.
Let me give you some... But in the end, apart from the...
That's right.
So first this...
Yes, my thought...
Stop shouting!
This part's important. It just so happened, even back then.
Wait, so there are...
That's right.
Oh, the swordsmiths? Yeah,
Wow, yes. You really know your stuff. Something then see...
the kinda hard.
Sawada, you left out the big...
Oh, yes.
Get to the point.
According to information acquired by Akaba's teacher.
A puppet?
Aha!
No!
I agree.
Oh, and please read my... Sawada was... Oh!
Wait, you're allowed to just make...
Akaba... Besides, if the...
Good point.
We have some other stuff to do.
All right.
Hey, so, that thing they were talking... Okay, then, after all, we could... If you ask Paimon, Akaba should just pick a different topic. There must be as many essay topics as there are treason... Hey, did you see that? He literally just went by, over there. It looked like... The Balladeer! No, it can't have been. He got locked up. Oh, quick, let's catch up and see. Traveler, Paimon, there you are. Nahida, bad news. We just saw the Balladeer strolling around in public. Did he escape or... Ah! It's him! Hey! What are you doing in this thing? I know you must have... It was my... A deal?
What did you expect? Why do you... But if that's the case...
Don't flatter yourself. It was...
So if it were up to you, you'd finish the job? Guess I had you all wrong. There I was thinking...
Well, that escalated quickly. Not a good start. Could I ask you all to please calm down? But Paimon's worried about you, Nahida. Don't let him trick you.
It's not every day you see people questioning the God of Wisdom's judgment.
Don't you dare! As long as the term...
Well,
Yes, one in which I gained value. The Balladeer's plus. He's a former... Wait a second. Foreman? I take no pleasure in saying this, but it seems that...
Sometimes it's you using them. So as long as you have some value to offer, nobody will ever abandon you. But after recent events, even I have to admit that I'm not worth worth quite what I used to be. Well, if the...
As we discussed, I don't like causing harm to living beings, and you said you need protection. So, why not join forces with us?
I think these two have made their object...
Yeah, obviously. Then let's put that to... Today can be a trial.
All right, then I'll do...
Good. Go now, and keep in touch. Nahida, are you... Yes. I have my reasons for this decision. In fact, I'm largely to... Yes. Oh, yeah. It's possible he was granted the power to the amount of information in her. So I asked the balladeer to search in Irminsul for any information. Exactly! Or what if... Colors are gentler. Guess that must be because Sumeru's at peace now.
Look at that. Hot on my heels. You know, you didn't have to cut your catch-up short just to keep me company. Oh, but I guess you panicked when you realized that I might enter Irminsul ahead of you.
Shut your beak, Jill!
understand that
Sounds like a success. I need to be quite clear. Unlike any, I know there are many grievances between you on both sides, but it is essential that you remain calm after entry. This is as much for your own safety as any. Fine. Let's call it.
Let's cut each other a little slack. Per my agreement with if there are no or did you need some time to mentally prepare yourselves?
Ew! Ugh, the snark on this guy. It's unbearable.
We can start now.
Erminsoul access granted. Initiating connection procedure. Is this a small sapling? Oh, darn it! Come on, let's catch up with him. Wow. So this is the inside of Erminsoul. Ooh. Paimon's never seen anything like this. And it feels like a sacred.
Erminsoul is closely intertwined. Pick your jaws.
Why is it that
Lesser Lord Kusanali, we will now proceed to the heart of Erminsoul.
Can you still sense where the heart of Erminsoul is?
Yes. Permission to begin searching for information there?
Permission granted.
Let's go.
Hey!
I was just imagining anything's possible.
These sapling things have spread out.
Those are all packets of information from inside Erminsoul. Be careful not to touch them.
It looks the same in every direction. No wonder he mentioned about getting lost. Huh. What do you know? He was actually telling the truth. Is he mocking me again? What is it this time?
There's a time and a place to lie, but this definitely isn't it. So why don't you relax your guard a little? We're here.
What a huge tree!
Lesser Lord Kusa,
Good, you made.
ready when you are.
Then please begin. Preparing to access cognitive. The Balladeer's actually doing. The rest is up to you.
Will do.
Huh. For once, we traveler. Paimon. Yes. Huh? What the? We can talk to each other inside our head. Paimon's never So, as I've told you before, perhaps today will be the day that he finds some answers. Well done. Smart and attentive as always. So, you made contact with that part of his mind. Well, it's true. Betrayal turned the Balladeer into the person he is today. Huh. Paimon thought nothing could
conversation you three are having. Funny how all the good ones happen when I'm not involved.
What makes you think we're talking to each other?
Don't insult me. You're having a private conversation without me. Of course you do. You can't have your prisoner knowing too much.
So, have you found anything yet?
Still looking. Don't get your hopes up, though. You and your twin come from outside this world. It wouldn't surprise me if there was nothing on either of you in Irminsul at all.
Wait, how did you know about that? Did Nahida tell you?
It's not like we've never met before. And anyway, you're world famous. It'd be more surprising if... Right now, we have to keep the peace. I'm not interested in creating more misery for myself. And making cordial conversation is something I can manage. Huh? Wait.
This light, it looks similar...
Anonymous data.
Hey, don't you forget the agreement! You have to share it with us!
Shh. Just wait.
Mr. Niwa, are you certain this is worth the risk? We are talking about Tatara Suna's furnace, after all. It may not pay to act rashly.
There's no one else who can enter the furnace. It has to be me.
Is that so? Well, since you insist.
It's...
Whoa!
I have been in Tatara Suna for some time now. You have shown me great hospitality, as has Mikoshi Nagamasa, and indeed, everyone else. Under your leadership, Tatara Suna is a warm, welcoming place, like a giant village. People are gainfully employed, their lives have purpose. They are motivated. As I understand, the Raiden Shogun has, in recent years, eliminated much of the evil that plagued Inazuma. As for Tatara Suna, it was originally established as a means of safely disposing crystal marrow. The forging industry with crystal marrow as a raw material has since flourished, giving rise to generations of swordsmiths. Some world-renowned, others unknown, all passing on their legacy. Skills, blood, dreams. Every smith brought into this trade looks to find their purpose between steel and blade. That is why you accepted the proposal brought to you by myself and Akame.
Yes, well, were it not for you coming to Inazuma and happening to make Akame's acquaintance, the two of you never would have joined forces. And he would be the first to admit that there's no way he could have revolutionized our forging process like this on his own. At least not on the same timescale. You allowed Akame to take all the credit for a method that you jointly developed. He sold it to me, and now every piece of ore here is smelted using the new technique. Even now, you remain one of Tatara Suna's key consultants, working right here alongside us. I believe it is you, sir, who are truly responsible for the changes in our manufacturing and forging methods.
You flatter me. From the outset, I saw much that was commendable in the forging industry of Inazuma, and it has been my great honor to befriend you all.
So you say, Escher. But is this really the truth?
My good sir, what do you mean?
I tried to resist thinking it was all connected, because I didn't want to speculate. And I didn't want to believe that things could turn out this way. What have we gained from adopting your new technology? Ominous black smoke? Mounting production problems? Worker fatigue and casualties are up and continuing to rise at an alarming rate. And recently, as you well know, someone died because of that strange filth inside the furnace. We've kept the truth from spreading outside, but still, I suspect you understand it better than I do. None of the people who went out to get help have come back. Now, our mutual friend, the Kabuki Mono, is taking the Golden Feather to Narukami Island to seek an audience with Shogun. This is our last hope. But that doesn't faze you, does it, Escher? Nothing does. Otherwise, why would you still be standing there with that smile on your face?
I'm just surprised that you finally chose to be so sincere. I'm sure you've been harboring these suspicions for quite some time.
Mikoshi Nagamasa may have noticed that there was one common denominator among all these events. Namely you, Escher. But Mr. Mikoshi is more cautious than I. He does things by the book.
After all, Nagamasa is the adopted son of Mikoshi Torichio, the yokai struck down by the Shogun's own hand. If he truly seeks to redeem his family's honor, an abundance of caution is well advised.
You're well informed on the subtleties of his situation for a mechanic all the way from Fontaine. Are you sure you're not a little overqualified?
Why, Mr. Niwa, are you suggesting I find a job as a diplomat? Sadly, I am so very attached to my craft.
Enough, Escher. I'm here because an evil force is raging inside the furnace. And someone needs to take your new device inside the high-risk zone so we can absorb it and put an end to the problem. I'm in charge here. And I'm about to take some responsibility and head inside. Probably to my death. But what about you? What are you still doing here?
Judging from the look in your eyes, you don't seem to trust me.
Drop the act. We're past that now. Whoever you are, it looks like your plan to destroy Tatara Suna has worked. I just want to know what you're still doing here. What's left? Don't you have all your answers by now?
Honestly, I'm just waiting for the right moment. A moment like this, where you finish talking and I stop you from entering the furnace.
You...
You're a little smarter than I initially gave you credit for. I thought I'd disguised myself exceptionally well, at least for the first few days. But to my surprise, you had your people look into my background right from the start. It's a long journey from Inazuma to Fontaine, but that didn't stop them. Eventually, they managed to confirm that Escher was an alias, and that I was not from Fontaine at all. And yet, despite all of that, you still fail to realize my true identity, and what I seek in Tatara Suna.
Did you really think you would be able to see through my plan?
If you kill me, there's no one who can get inside the furnace. So you're really going to destroy this place? Is that it?
Oh, but you're quite wrong. There is one other person. Some may not see him as a person, but you told him yourself. You're not a puppet. You're a human. You're just missing a heart.
Whoever you're working for won't get away with this. They'll be found out. But this makes no sense. What are you really trying to accomplish by all this? Why go to all this trouble?
It's no trouble at all. Patience is a virtue which I have in abundance. This is all part of a carefully controlled experiment. If you must know, I'm happy to divulge my true identity. I'm a Fatui Harbinger. Call me the Doctor.
The Fatui? Who? What do you want?
Just to create a minor inconvenience for your nation.
That's it. That's why you gave us your cursed technology? Just to let loose the evil energy from the crystal marrow?
Look how even the righteous soul is filled with venom when faced with its demise. My device functions precisely as you say. It is the only chance you have of preventing a catastrophe and keeping the truth from the outside world. However, I did not make it with you in mind. It is easier for a person to be possessed by evil spirits when they are filled with hate. So give in to your fury. I want to see what happens when a malevolent heart is placed into an unsuspecting puppet. Make no mistake, even without you, that pure, innocent puppet would only end up being used by someone else instead. What other reason would a human have for befriending one who is not of our kind?
If you give him my heart, tell him that both Nagamasa and I see him as one of us. He has nothing to prove to anyone. Because not everyone just wants to use other people. The only ones who think like that are people like you.
What a beautiful way to see the world. It almost makes me feel a little guilty. Then out of respect for you, I shall redefine myself. Think of me as a monster or a demon, if you wish. At least this way your death is not a consequence of your own folly turning you into an easy target. You simply lost to something more powerful than you could ever hope to defeat. I say, Mr. Niwa, let's see what happens. Will your puppet friend become a human? No, that will prove quite impossible. Mr. Niwa, already dead. What a pity. Jester, I have completed the task you gave me. Creating a gap and infiltrating Inazuma's inner workings. What fun it was. I'd like to introduce a puppet to you. If he proves useful, let's make him our newest comrade. And if not, let's turn him to dust.
Hey, are you alright?
Dottore. Dottore! Good. Good.
Was that the doctor? Did he turn into a mechanic from Fontaine? But why did we see things from his perspective? When I touched the doctor to confirm whether he'd eliminated all his segments, I read this memory in his mind. You have to admit, it must be the truth.
Maybe so, but it means nothing.
Does it? But this memory shows that Niwa didn't betray you. He never meant for you to be the one to take the device into the furnace. You know very well what that means. Even more so than I. base. He looks really mad. Paimon doesn't want to be anywhere near him right now. We need to give him some time to process his emotions. Paimon's still confused about the Tatarasuna incident. So, the doctor was behind it, but why has that gotten him so worked up? Nobody has ever deceived you like that, Paimon. It's natural that you find it difficult to understand. Perhaps he needed to learn this someday. So now you have the complete picture. Katsuragi took the kabuki mono to live with the people of Tatarasuna. Later, the doctor showed up, disguised as the mechanic from Fontaine. And that's when the trouble began. It was all a horrific experiment planned by the doctor. Everything he did was just to plant seeds of disaster in Inazuma that would bear fruit in the future. Of all the unwitting participants in the doctor's experiment, the balladeer became the main test subject. After the events you just saw in that memory, the doctor put Niwa's heart into the device and handed it to the balladeer. Then, he instructed him to enter the furnace and absorb all the filth caused by the smelting process. The load was far beyond what he expected, but the balladeer survived. He left the furnace in sheer exhaustion and said to the mechanic, "This device seems to have protected me. What's in it?" The mechanic answered, "Niwa fled this place for fear of punishment, but he left you a gift. He said it's the one thing that you've been looking for." He took it straight from the chest of one of his innocent servants. The mechanic removed the withered heart from the device as he spoke. The balladeer was stunned that such unthinkable cruelty had brought him the thing he'd been longing for his entire life. A heart acquired through cold-blooded murder is a cursed thing, but it had protected him from the filth. He thought Niwa had completely betrayed him, and yet this very betrayal had ensured his survival. Overwhelmed with anger and sorrow, the balladeer threw the heart to the ground and left Tatarasuna without looking back. Holy moly! So the doctor killed an innocent man and pinned everything on the victim? That's terrible. Yes. Only if he understands this can he choose a new path forward.
Tori, you brazen-faced... Niwa didn't run from justice. You killed him.
Shall we see how he's doing? Hey, you alright? That's a scary expression.
Are you worried about me? If we didn't have such a history, I'd almost think that qualifies me to be your friend. won't. I'll keep my end of the deal.
Hey, are you investigating the stuff we want to know about?
That's why we're here. But unfortunately, there's no information about the Descenders in Irminsul.
Even if you can't find anything, that seems to confirm it. Irminsul does not keep records on the Descenders. Anyone who comes from beyond this world is not counted as part of Teyvat. Oh, does that mean we have to leave empty-handed?
Don't thank me just yet. You look really upset. Well, since Irminsul was a dead end, I guess I can share some other info that might interest you.
Huh? About what?
The reason why there are records about your sister in Irminsul. It might have something to do with Conria. Apparently, Conria was her first destination when she arrived in this world. Plus, she only came to this world because the heavens responded to the summoning.
The heavens responded?
The Jester told me this himself. You can take his word on this. He was a royal mage in Conria, and lived with your sister for a time. I don't know the details. It's up to you whether you want to believe me. All I can say is, I wouldn't lie to you about this. Did you get all that, Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Yes. Astonishing news.
Does this info count towards my mission? It wasn't from Irminsul, but was it valuable?
Very valuable.
Good. In that case, I'll take some time for myself now.
Huh? What have you done?
Lesser Lord Kusanali was right. My power's all but completely spent. Even if I use all of the divine power left in me, I can't sustain this shield for very long. I shared a secret with you, and now you owe me. So in return, I'd like you to answer a question for me. Give me your hand. Can you hear my voice inside your head? No, I can't do anything like that anymore. At most, all I can do is exchange a few words with you. So tell me, in this world, is it possible to change the past? Done.
Huh? What the? What happened? Paimon only saw you hold hands for a second.
Nothing. I was just thanking him for helping me. So long. I suggest you get yourselves out of here quickly.
Where are you going? Hey, wait up! Didn't you say not to go running off?
Fast reaction time. But I don't think we'll be seeing each other again. From this day forth, the names Balladeer and Kabuki Mono will cease to exist. Those who died in Tatarasuna because of me deserve another chance at life.
Hey, Balladeer! Don't do anything stupid!
You know, I never did like insects. Hordes of the puny things swarming together can be a real nuisance. And I enjoy nothing more than to stamp them out like the pests they are. But if a colony of harmless ants isn't threatening anyone, I guess they deserve to be left alone. Luckily, everything can be set right. It's time to solve this once and for all.
Balladeer! Balladeer! Uh-oh, he disappeared. Come on, we gotta find him somehow. Oh no, he's really gone. Oh, can you hear me? Nihida! Traveler, Paimon, Balladeer, what happened just now? I was suddenly cut off by some kind of power. It was the Balladeer's fault. He shut you out. I didn't think he'd be capable of something like that with so little power left. Did he keep some of his power hidden when he was defeated? Or did he achieve something beyond his abilities, and it took everything he had? Where the heck did he go? Ugh, it's all our fault. We were supposed to keep an eye on him. Sorry, Nahida. Don't be. It's not your fault. Please, let me handle this from here, even though I'm not sure I can solve it. We're running out of time. Follow my lead and get out of Irminsul as soon as possible. This is an emergency. I'll have to ask you to stay here for now. Everything's arranged, and nobody will disturb you. I'm sorry. An emergency? Don't worry. Her voice has gone. Paimon can't shake... He wants to change the past? But surely that's impossible. Right. It's like, imagine Paimon drank all the water in this inn. Even if no one was there to see it, Paimon would... Your eyes are like saucers. Was it something Paimon?